So, why is the Bull Terrier my favourite breed? Well, just look at this. Look at this girlie for starters. What a beautiful creature. I mean, just look at her. So, the English Bull Terrier, what can I say about the English Bull Terrier and why they are my favourite breed? I've owned Bull Terriers from being about 12 years old. We grew up with them. As a child, we had a English Bull Terrier cross boxer, Charlie. He was an absolutely amazing dog. Just a brilliant childhood dog. Great temperament. Just a good all-round family dog. I have had a couple of other breeds in between, but we've always had an English Bull Terrier within the family, whether or not it be my mum, my brother, myself. Now, the first English Bull Terrier I ever met was actually my childhood's dog's dad, and he was owned by a guy called Mark Kenway. He had a brindle and white English Bull Terrier called Barney. And I must have been about 12 years old at this point, and I was smitten. Barney had an encounter with a female dog on our street, planned. And she must have had about 16 puppies. There was absolutely loads of puppies. And my mother was straight on it. She was straight up to the top of the street when these puppies came along. She was adamant she was getting one. And Charlie was all white with a black patch on his eye. And of course, everybody wanted Charlie with the patch on his eye. But my mum secured Charlie with a £50 deposit, I believe. And I'd obviously met Mark and his dog Barney, and I was smitten. If I'm honest, I always had a bit of a crush on Mark, even at 12. He was much older, but it wasn't him who I liked, it was his dog. And I fell in love with Barney, and I would hear all sorts of crazy stories about him, chasing cats, not being able to catch a cat, and he'd turn round and he got hold of Mark's friend by the ghoulies and locked on there and would not let go. So my passion for English Bull Terriers started off with Barney. We had an English Bull Terrier cross boxer as our childhood dog. He looked more Bull Terrier than anything else. He was the height of a boxer. He had the energy of a boxer, but he was all English Bull Terrier. And he only had the slightest dip in his nose, so you couldn't even tell he had boxer in him. And then I had a Beagle Cross Collie for a while, for 15 years, Marley. I got him from up at the Yorkshire Dales when I was on the racehorses. He was, what a bad mix that was. Whoever thought to mix a collie with a beagle. He was just angsty. He would constantly wee. You could take him out for 3 or 4 hours, come back, pop to the shop for 10 minutes, and he will have peed in 3 or 4 different places. Separation anxiety. He would steal food because of the beagle part. He was high energy because of the collie, and it just wasn't a great mix. And then we got Frankie. Frankie was a rescue. He was never right. He was never looked after. He was never taught anything from the start. And he had hardly any teeth when he came to us. And then who came in next? Kiki. Oh no, my Fonzie. I got my own Bull Terrier when I started to have children. Fonzie. I had 3 children with this dog. I had him till he was 8, and he chewed a pillowcase into a 2.5 foot piece of material, and he swallowed the lot, and it got knotted up in his stomach. I paid £1,400 to have the pillowcase removed immediately. This was in the November. And then in the February, he got poorly again. And I thought it was another blockage, if I was honest. They said it wasn't a blockage. he got misdiagnosed. He had a secondary infection from the original operation, and he got septicemia, and I had to have him put to sleep. And it absolutely broke my heart. This was in 2017. I never got over that dog. I'm still not over that dog, although I've got other dogs. It broke my heart. I got Fonzie when my middle son was 3 months old. The puppy was 2 months old. My children grew up with this dog. This dog was like my fourth child. And we're in 2024 now, and I've only just started to be able to look at photos of Fonzie. That broke my heart. He broke my heart when I lost him. It really did. It affected me mentally in a massive, massive way. I was already still grieving over my cousin Lee, and it was just traumatic. And then Dilly came into my life, and she's just been an absolute star of an English Bull Terrier. Cannot fault her with my kids. Just an all-round good dog. She's got a good heart. I'm sure she was sent from heaven above to heal me. I owe Dilly so much. She got me through some really, really rough times when I was having some issues in my life. And I didn't have her from a puppy. Just let me show you all. She's so wonderful. And I owe this girl so much. I really do. She's never put her foot wrong. She's never stolen a thing. You can leave packets of biscuits open. She will not take them. She'll let you know when you get home that the packet of biscuits is still there untouched. But this dog does not have a bad bone in her at all. She would go to any lengths to protect myself, my children. We've gone camping with her. You don't see her when we're camping. She's off. She's off outside that tent, and she's playing ball from dawn till dusk. A couple of years ago, we were on the campsite up at Ghostland. That's where we like to go for our first camping trip of the year. And there was a dad who'd picked up his kid, and he was throwing the kid. Dilly thought this man had picked up one of our children, and she shot across that field after that guy. I shouted over to him, just pop your child down, please. She thinks you've got one of our children. He popped the child down. She stopped running, although she did go into his tent and make sure there was no children in there, which was very good of her. And she is just, nothing's ever too much trouble for Dilly. She's never no bother. You know, she's not had the easiest of life with the pain and her issues. But she's a good all-rounder. She's a good all-rounder. So what dogs do we have in our family group at the moment? My brother's got a Cane Corso, Great Dane, and he had a litter off Lady and Loki. Loki's absolutely superb. I really, really love the Cane Corsos. That's my brother's fault. His Loki is just absolutely beautiful, beautiful dog. And then he got himself a Great Dane bitch, Lady, who's a Merle. She's fantastic. She really is. Now, I'm not really one for mixing breeds. I don't think you should mix breeds, but some breeds do go well together. So I take my hat off to my brother. He mated the Cane Corso with the Great Dane, and he had a litter of Italian Daniffs. And these were some puppies. These were some really, really nice puppies. My brother has owned English Bull Terriers as well prior to having the Cane Corso and the Great Dane. My mother, she's got a sausage dog at the moment, which my brother bought for my mum as a birthday gift. She's a chocolate Merle, and she's amazing. I've never really had much to do with sausage dogs, although I really, really do like them. Really good little working dogs, tiny little legs, long bodies, super naughty, got a bit of sass. They'll bite you if they don't like you. And she suits my mother down to the ground. If my mum was a dog, she'd be a sausage dog. And prior to her having Olive, she had a little Heinz 57, which was a little Tino dog, and she had him for about 16 years, nearly 17 years, I believe. because he's a year older than my son was, Tino. And he was white, Westie, cross. It might have been Jack Russell. He had super bad attitude. He was a very good dog, though. Crazy little dog. But yeah, he had a Westie coat and a Jack Russell attitude. My sister, she's a cat person. Although she wanted a sausage dog, and she did get slightly annoyed over my brother buying my mum one because she wanted one. But hey ho, we can't always get what we want, can we? I want 13 Malinois and 20 English Bulls, but it's just not practical. As I've said to you before, I would have a cane corso. If I was big enough and had a bit more strength behind me and a bigger house and a bigger garden and lots more money. But for me, it is definitely the English Bull Terrier and the Malinois. Look at her. She's just like, oh, Becky, what are you doing? She's lost her ball. Why the English Bull Terrier? Why the English Bull Terrier? Because they are the warriors of the dog world. They literally are. They are the jokers and the clowns of the bull breed, terrier breed. They're actually terriers. I love the terrier breeds. I love every single terrier breed that is. I think the workability is just fantastic. What I really do like about the English Bull Terrier is you can't really train them. You can train them, but they are near impossible to train. This is not a dog that does it as it's told. This is a dog that only does it if it wants to. I mean, if you put the work in, and I mean some really hard work, we're not talking Belgian Malinois work here, the intelligent breed, who trainability is like 1,000,000%. We're on about a Bull Terrier here who 100% does what it pleases, 100% has selective hearing, usually 100% doesn't play too well with others, but will play well with others because they know that they've got the power to just do that dog if they wish to. They are generally nice-natured, but if you get one that's aggressive, it's a lot to deal with. It's very hard to get the English Bull Terrier to stop hyper-focusing on things that they want. They can have a high prey drive. This dog was bred to be a ratter, and they have high prey drive. Most of them will kill cats, will kill rabbits, will kill small furries. Problems with the English Bull Terriers, as I've mentioned before, bad hearts, selective hearing, poor eyesight, I find, because the eyes are set too far back in the head. They're built for fighting. That's what they were bred for originally, fighting. And they weren't really much good at that. Although they can do the job, they just don't want to. It's not built into most English Bull Terriers to be such cruel and violent. They can be cruel and violent if they are pushed to that point. But doing it off their own backs, they don't need to. They just need to display their powerful body, their taut physique, very muscular, very powerful, and they ooze royalty. They are the gentleman's dog. They make great family dogs, providing you do give them plenty of exercise. English Bull Terriers are not lazy dogs. They aren't supposed to be fat. They aren't supposed to be overweight. They aren't supposed to be couch potatoes until into their later years. Even Dilly at 10 years old wants to go out for a walk. She wants to be outside. She wants to be engaging. She wants to be playing with that ball. For me, people keep English Bull Terriers way overweight, and that causes them joint issues, heart issues. And it's just not good. You know, it's like any of us being overweight. It's not good for us. So we've got this Roman-style dog who's a warrior, who is your family protector, the looker after of your children. They will fiercely defend your children. They will fiercely defend your property. But a bull terrier left to its own devices, a young bull terrier left to its own devices, left crated all day, left at home alone all day, will destroy your life and everything in it. These dogs will bite through wallpaper, plasterboard, down to your brick, down to your slats on your walls. These dogs will eat your doors to get through them. These dogs will rip your couch up. These dogs will tear your mattress up. They will ingest toys. They will ingest brick. They will ingest metal, plastic, and you will have either a £1,500 operation on your hand to have its belly emptied, or you'll have a dead dog. They hyperfix on things like cats, balls. You've got to be particularly careful with balls. If you get one that's a bit ball obsessed, not so much Dilly, she's more obsessed with tennis balls. But if you get an English Bull Terrier that's obsessed with footballs, you've got to watch them on the park with kids, because they will run over and they will take that ball. And they'll knock out a few kids on the way if they're in the way. Simple as. This dog is a big clown, a big heart, a big protector, a big warrior, and just the lover of everything fun and life. They probably... the most important thing on a bull terrier's list is love from their companion. They have to be with people. They do not do well in the garden. English Bull Terriers should not be kept in a kennel outside. They should not be abandoned by their people. They should be taught the difference between right and wrong. They should be given good boundaries to establish and bring on a well-rounded dog. They have to have company. They have to have children. They have to have humans. They have to have food. They have to have treats. They have to have exercise. And most importantly, they have to have toys. And that's the English Bull Terrier for you, my favourite breed.